Jambo Mingi, Jambo Sana, welcome to yet another episode of Diaspora Connect. We are so happy to join you on yet another year. Tonight we are focusing on Nigeria. Yeah. Nigeria, there's a famous quote by Olusegun Obasanjo that God lives in Nigeria and comes to visit Kenya on vacation.
Yeah. He's a wise man.
He's a wise man. And tonight, what a way to start the year by having a Nigerian dinner curated by the one and only Lilian. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Kenju.
You're welcome. Feels good to have you. Thank you so much for having the dinner tonight. Let's talk about what inspired you to get into cooking. How did you start? How did the whole cooking journey start for you, especially focusing on Nigerian food here in Seattle?
Sounds like you don't want to go home today. It's a long story.
Okay.
Yeah, but basically, I moved to Seattle about 5 years ago, and I'm not a trained chef, of course.
Okay.
You know, I'm like a self-proclaimed chef. So I am a trained journalist. Yeah, before I moved here, I was managing editor of a newspaper in Nigeria. But then I moved out here, and you know, it's a different setting. It's a different, just the whole job community is different here. So I got a job with Nordstrom to start, you know, and I was there, and then I had my first baby, and I knew I did not just want to go back to, you know, work just to pay for daycare.
Right.
I mean, it doesn't make any sense. Yeah.
Right.
So. But I've always loved cooking, see. So back in Nigeria, I would cook for my friends, you know, I would cook for family.
Right.
You know, I would be the one person you always find in the kitchen
Right.
when everybody is seeing a movie or something. Yeah, so here I had cooked for a few friends, and you know, the idea started creeping in. You know, people would say, you know, there's no Nigerian restaurant here, you should try something.
Right.
But I just didn't see it, just because, you know, sometimes it's not your area of training, so you're like, you know, but I decided to give it a go, just a little, just try it and see. And I put up my Facebook page, you know, and then I got quite the response. And yeah, and that's how it started, you know, like really small, really small. And then I did the farmers market, you know, and I had a ton of Nigerians come out there, you know, Africans.
Shout out to all the Nigerians out there.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah, got a few of them in the building tonight.
Yeah, and you know, the surprising thing was I got a ton of white people coming out to eat Nigerian food too. See, I did not see that one coming, you know, and yeah, that was when I realized that, okay, you know, this could actually be something.
Right.
Yeah, so here I am. Yeah.
Welcome. We're happy to have you. And that's the thing, like you say, that when you realize it's something and especially having other people of culture come in and enjoy our food. And that's part of what we do here with Avol Nights is pretty much introducing African food to Seattle. And I feel that's our mandate, that's our job, to do that and curate food and of course, you know, share our culture.
Very important.
You're doing a very important job. Let's talk about the menu for tonight. What are we expecting? Are we some fufu, some jollof rice? There's a battle between the Nigerian jollof rice and the Ghana jollof rice.
Man, he had to bring that one up.
I have to bring that up.
You know? Yeah, there's that ongoing Twitter war. And you know, I was accosted by you know, a Ghanaian here this evening, and you know, he was like, yeah, so you're going to give us Nigerian jollof tonight. Yeah. Like there's another jollof. I mean, it's not about Nigerian jollof, right? Yeah. So basically tonight's menu is, you know, simple, it's easy. Definitely jollof rice. I mean, yes, always number one, jollof rice. Jollof, all day, every day. Yeah,
right.
So tonight we have jollof on the menu. I mean, the difference between my jollof tonight and, you know, the traditional Nigerian jollof is that it's vegetarian. Yeah. So it's missing the meat stock that we usually cook it with.
Okay.
You know, it was one of the biggest challenges I had when I moved here, because people would call me and go, you know, we have an event coming up. What are your vegetarian options? and my head would spin. I'll be like, what? I mean, who chooses not to eat meat, right? Yeah. So I mean, Nigerians, we eat a lot of meat.
Yeah.
So the jollof is usually made with meat stock and all that, but I had to figure out a way to do it without that. So it's still the awesome jollof that you know, except she can eat it, you know, she's a vegetarian. So
Great.
yeah, so tonight we have jollof rice, we have chicken stew. The Nigerian stew is like, you know, they're like the queen of all stews. You know, that's where you clap. See, the Ghanaian, the Ghanaian bad belle guy is just like, what is she talking about? But, yeah,
We need to settle the scores between this Nigerian and Ghanaian war.
So tonight we have chicken stew. Again, the difference would be that we have boneless chicken in tonight's stew. Yeah, Nigerians, we love bones. It's part of the process. I mean, you eat the meat and then you linger on with the bone until you make sure that, you know, the animal is really gone. Yeah, so so tonight we have chicken stew tonight, and of course we have plantains.
Okay.
Yeah, fried plantains. It's a basic, I mean, it's a delicacy in Nigeria and I mean, everywhere actually. Yeah. So sweet plantains, yeah, very nice. That's what you had for the appetizers today. Yeah. And then we have the puff puff, which is basically like fried donuts. Is what you also had just now, like you're eating right now.
Puff puff is like mandazi for the East Africans.
Except mandazi is kind of hard, you know. Puff puff
is it softer? I'm meant to have some.
Oh, I love mandazi. I love it.
So it's the softer version of mandazi.
Yes, yes. Okay. So I'm trying to describe this now. So puff puff, you know, it got the name from like, you know, puff puff. You squeeze it and it comes back right up. Yeah. Puff, puff. So yeah. So and then we have on the menu tonight we have egusi soup. That's not enough scream. Egusi soup. Do it again. Now you. Yeah. So egusi is like the, you know, it's like the most popular soup in Nigerian cuisine because I mean 5 out of 10 requests I get for food is usually egusi soup. Yes, it's made from pumpkin seeds, African pumpkin, of course, and then with fluted melon, African melon with fluted pumpkin leaves. Okay. Yes, and with the accompanying pounded yam, of course, tonight on the menu. So, well, that's basically tonight's menu. You know, easy, but I mean just basic Nigerian food, but not in any way basic. Seriously, you have to enjoy it. Yeah.
I can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait. I used to tell people I'm a light eater. I eat as long as it's light. I should try comedy too, you know. Let's go back before we wind up. Let's talk about you. Maybe 10 years back from now, if you're looking at a younger version of yourself, and of course, because our audience is also back in Africa, what would you tell any Africans out there about your own diaspora experience, your own life journey? What would be your words of advice to a 10-year younger version of yourself?
Okay, that's a really good question. Okay, so know what you want. By all means, know what you want. You know, I am 38, you know, so he's basically asking what I would have thought when I was 28, right? And actually, I'm just going to go back to 20 years more because, you know, just because when you're 15, you have this whole thing in your head about what you want to become. Right. You know, like I knew I wanted to be, I knew I wanted to be in communications from when I was 13. Yeah, I knew I wanted to study communication. So I went ahead and, you know, I actually did a diploma in communications, a first degree in communications, a master's in communications. That's to show you how much dedication, how much I wanted to be a communication expert, you know. So, but also be open to different things, you know. There were those, I grew up in the village, mostly with my grandma, you know, and She used to make, for a living, she used to make Nigerian locust bean. I don't know if you know what that is, but yeah, it's kind of like, it's a delicacy. Seriously, it stinks, you know, but it tastes really good in food. Yeah, that is what she used to make for a living. And on my holidays from school, I would go live with her. And she taught me how to make that, you know, and I would sit with her, you know, in her thatched roof kitchen, and by the fireplace, and I'll watch her cook, and you know, and she'll always tell me what she's putting in there. I mean, I wasn't paying that much attention, but you know, seeing what I do now, I can tell that I did pay attention. Right. You know, and then, you know, going on to the days where my sister would drag me to the market with her endlessly, you know, like buying food stuff, telling me stories about this food stuff and that one. And I am glad I listened, you know, just because you never know where life will take you. Right. Yeah, there's one thing, when I was with leadership newspapers in Nigeria, my boss, Sam and Isaiah, he was strict, really, really strict. And, you know, the man he had very low tolerance for stupid people, you know. So he would, like that. Yeah, and, you know, the two things I learned from him was, number one, always look for the opportunity. Always. You know, there's always, there are opportunities. You know, you just need to find out what it is. And for me, it was the fact that I came to Seattle. I moved here 5 years ago. Right. And there was no place to buy Nigerian food to eat. You know, I looked everywhere and I couldn't find Nigerian food. So that was where the dream for Naija Buka started. You know, the seed was there, but I told myself, I'm not sure I can do this. You know, there are so many regulations about food in this country. In Nigeria, you can cook out of your home and, you know, sell. Right. And people, you know, you don't have a problem. But here you have to have a commercial kitchen, you have to, you know, get licenses and all that stuff. Right. So, but again, the second lesson he taught me was, you know, when you tell him, this thing is really difficult, he goes, yeah, if it were easy, everybody would do it. You know? So, you know, for younger versions of me, I would say, by all means, study. No knowledge is wasted. I may not be practicing in the media right now, but I am doing my social media. You know, I am, you know, basically communicating with you guys right now. Yeah, and when I worked at Nordstrom, the biggest thing I took out of there was customer service. You know, like it's the best, they have the best customer service there. And as personal stylist, I would communicate with people a lot. So for me, I took that away. And I'm proud to say that I replied to emails as fast, you know, just in between kids and all that. So for me, I would say, learn, you know, just soak in all the knowledge that you can, you know, take it with you and be open to exploring. You never know where your calling is. Yeah, I feel like everything that I've done in my life was leading me up to these moments that I am right now.
And here you are.
And here I am, right? So you never know.
Well, I hope you guys heard that, and take the lessons to heart and practicalize.
Oh, one last one.
Okay, there you go. Yeah.
Don't think anything is impossible. Yeah, don't let anybody tell you that. It's not impossible. It might be difficult. There is always a way around it. Right. That's the most important thing I've learned living in this country. Wow. Yeah. You're
such an inspiration, honestly.
I'm glad you think, you think
really
that.
I am inspired, really. You are such an inspiration.
Okay.
And I feel like you're using your platform, like, you know, with Naija Buka to definitely reach out to other people. And that's what you said about purpose, which is a higher purpose. It's not just food, that you can use that route of food to impact the lives of other people positively. So
yes.
keep up with the good work. Another round of applause for you. As we close, I want you to, if someone out there wants to get in touch with you, how do they do that? Social media, an email, probably a number.
Okay, basically, I live on social media, basically. So you can find us on Facebook, Naija Buka Seattle, on Instagram, Naija Buka Seattle. Phone number is 206-602-9413. email naijabukasiado@gmail.com, and I reply, like that. I mean, you might call me, and the phone, I have like 2 very crazy kids. So emails and are usually the best way to reach me because I can reply in between. Yeah. And if you enjoy the food tonight, tell me. Don't tell me here. Tell me on social media, please. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure having you. Thank you so much for being on Diaspora Connect.
Yeah.
And there you have it, guys. I hope it's been an informative session for you guys. Of course, having Lilian give you insightful things that you can put into action into your own life. And of course, having Nigerian food. I was working on my Nigerian accent earlier on. Do you want me to close it with my Nigerian accent?
I would love to see you try.
My brothers and sisters. As we come to the end of the podcast today now, I want you to follow us on Instagram, One Vibe Africa, One Vibe TV on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe, 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 How was that? Alright, thank you so much. This is yet another episode of Diaspora Connect. It's been an honor, a pleasure. My name is Kenju, Waweru. Follow me at @officialkenju on Instagram. As always, see you on the other side of good food. Adios.